Hello, beautiful yogis. Welcome to Restorative Yoga. Tonight we gather to relax our bodies, calm our minds, reset the nervous system, and meditate so that we can access that lovely quiet place that we each have within us. Today we'll begin in Shavasana. So before you settle in, make sure you've got your props. We need 2 yoga blocks, or you can get some fat books off your shelf, 1 bolster, and 2 folded blankets. I'm sitting on one, but we'll only use one for our opening pose, which is simply lying on your back. If you like, a little pillow under your head. The bolster goes underneath your knees. And then we snuggle the sacrum nicely into the mat, left and right, until you feel that you're at center. Make sure that you are supported in the nape of your neck and that your arms rest alongside with the palms open and your legs are resting over the bolster, perhaps heels on the mat or heels over those blocks. See what feels authentic to you. Not every setup works for every body. So we find the midline of the body and allow the deep nose breath in. Such a full big breath which we blow away. And again, the nose breathes in. We blow it away through the pursed lips. And one more time, nose breath in. Full, lovely breath, and we blow it away. So from here on, leaving your mouth closed, so the exhale is also through your nose. I invite you to close your eyes. And how everything shifts and changes as we close our eyes without the external stimuli. We can access our inner state so much more. Breathing from your lower belly, move your breath upwards. And then as you exhale, the feeling of the breath going out in that downward direction until at the end of the breath you find your tummy just relaxes back, empty of breath, only to rise with the incoming breath. And it rises sequentially, and it reaches the ribs, and it reaches the top of your chest, that lovely incoming breath. And then the outgoing breath empties us from the top, through the middle, down to the relaxing belly. A couple more of these conscious breaths, setting the tone for the practice. Providing that thread, that place where we keep returning to, the thread of the breath. It's going to be there throughout, and we hope for a long time yet in this body, the thread of the breath, breathing us. But inviting you now to let your awareness move to your forehead. So allowing the breath to breathe you. Just let your attention come to your forehead, your brow. And the right side of your face. That would include your cheek and your eye and your ear. And your right nostril. And the right side of your jaw. And just for a moment, feeling that right side of your face. Now let's switch to the left side of the face. The left brow, the left cheekbone, left ear, left nostril, the left side of your jaw. Sensing just to the left side of your face. Now the awareness moves. It moves down to your right shoulder and travel it down your right arm to your right hand, however it is positioned. And then let your awareness move to the palm of your hand and each and every finger pad. Feeling that right hand, and as we tend it, perhaps you feel some sensations there. Now I invite you to bring your awareness to your left shoulder, moving it down the left arm and wrist, to the left hand, palm of the left hand, and to each and every one of your finger pads, including the thumb, in your left hand. Really hone in on that left hand. Receiving whatever signal comes from your left hand now. Sometimes that's just numbness. Sometimes it's a little tingly or warm. Now the awareness to your right buttock and hip. And sense your right leg as it travels over the terrain of your props, all the way down to the right foot, where we hone our attention now on the right foot. Feel it, sense it. Sensing even all the toes of your right foot. And we linger a moment, tending the right foot, the top, the bottom, the toes. Awareness honing here and receiving any signal that may show up in your right foot. Where our attention goes, energy flows. Lovely, everyone. Let's go to the left hip, left buttock, and the long left leg as it floats all the way over the bolster down to the foot. The sense of that really long stretch of your left leg ending in your left foot. And what sensations are showing up in the left foot with the toes, the top and the bottom of it. Just let yourself feel your left foot. Nice, everyone. And so now the incoming breath through your nose, deep one. Inhale, inhale, inhale. We're full of breath. Hold that breath, spread your fingers, spread your toes, and push through your heels. Notice how that picks up your bum a little bit. As you push through the heels, spread the arms, palms, fingers, holding the breath. Ready to let the breath go. Relax the fingers, the legs, the feet, the toes, and the buttocks. Repeat that. Inhale, stretch your fingers, your legs, your arms. Push through the heels. And soften and relax your limbs. Soften, soften, soften. And one more time. Deep breath in, begin to stretch. Holding the breath, amplify the finger spreading, the foot pushing, the legs lengthening, the slight lift of your butt as they squeeze. Let go the breath and soften all these areas of the body. Soften, soften, soften. Stay with softening as the breath comes in and goes out. And how, as we now feel the coming and going of the breath, we have this spacious and softened body. A softened body, a relaxed body, which tends to segue to a softened state of mind as well. Resisting nothing. We receive the breaths in this long, relaxed body for 3 more cycles of your breath, enjoying this spacious and grounded state. Lovely, and so now letting the attention come to your heart space, the middle of the chest, and breathe through this area. The deeper breath directed at the heart. And as you deepen and connect with the heart space, simply by letting the awareness rest here, just as we did through the whole body scan we did. Now focus at the heart, bringing in a sense of well-being. Choose well-being and gratitude. And we recognize that this gift of choice is one of our most powerful attributes, as we can make choices. In this moment, relaxed heartbeat breathing, filled with gratitude. Our group intention to relax all the levels of our beings, to find stillness and ease, to replenish so that we can face our lives with this renewal. Perhaps you have a personal intention. Breathe it into your heart as though it is already so. Lovely yogis, we are now going to proceed to our next setup. And it's a simple segue here. Bend your knees so your feet are flat. And then raise your hips and pull your bolster underneath your sacrum as we come to rest here with the raised hips. And let's take that head pillow out. Just take it up above your mat so that you are lying without a head pillow with the raised hips. Arms alongside, perhaps a little wider. And then you might choose to leave your knees bent or to extend them again with the blocks are there. Rest your feet on them and feel this new place. So this simple shift in shape of the body has initiated sensations, new places to feel. And notice in your body where that is. And bring your breath to those areas. So for me, I can feel a little pressure of the bolster in the lower back. I can feel the stretch through the psoas and quads. I can feel the ease through the upper back, shoulders and long arms. Noticing all the places, integrating them in your awareness, and letting your breath flow deep again. So if you've gotten comfortable in this shape, we'll begin a pranayama where we double the length of the exhalation. I'm going to lead you through the first few. Exhale completely. And our lovely deep breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're empty of breath. To inhale again for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhaling again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Begin the exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and all the breath out. Continue self-regulating your breath into that 1-2 ratio. Regulate the pace of your breathing, your counting, so that it matches and that your exhale is twice as long. And so if you're very practiced in this, you might do 5, 10. What we don't want to do is become ambitious and make it huge, because then the nervous system starts to get reactive. It's like, hey, I want to rest here. And we really want to keep this lovely ease in the breathing. And this way of breathing is signaling the nervous system that it's okay. It's okay. Everything is okay in this moment. That we can slow down, we can let go that high alert that we tend to live with. Often we're not even aware that we have this high alert underlying that surface level of awareness. We're ready to react should there be a threat. So have that sense that all is well on a deeper level, lying as you are on the props, resting as you are in your breath, signaling the nervous system. So this is a way of, without language, signaling the body-mind. We we can also do it with language, and this is a practice that comes out of the Buddhist tradition known as the loving kindness practice. Little phrases that we might say. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be happy. Getting the sense of these qualities and well-wishing for your body. For your body, mind, and for all the levels. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be, and you can fill in the blank, choosing yourself. So as you rest just a little longer in this supported bridge pose, practicing either the 1-2 ratio breath or the little phrases, the cultivations. Notice how things shift and change within us as we commit to this practice. This is a beautiful practice of self-care, resting, breathing, cultivating. Lovely yogis. Let's complete this elevated hips position, supported bridge pose. So feet flat, so you can push your bolster downer, and lower your sacrum onto the mat, and then just hug your knees in and give yourself a little hug and a little rock side to side. And then roll on over to one side and slowly make your way to set up for our next pose. And our next pose is going to be child's pose. We'll use the bolster. And let's set it up today, just the bolster. It's a long bolster where we were lying. And we're going to sit down on the left butt cheek. And let's bring one blanket for a pillow. Now, if you are in a heavier body with bigger breasts, then you might want 2 pillows for your head. And it really is about making room for our soft body. So we're sitting now on the left buttock, facing that bolster, rotating and turning towards and coming to lie forward right in the middle. And an arm on each side of your bolster, and come to lie with your left ear on your pillow blanket, allowing your arms to be spaciously away, and letting your legs be in this zigzaggy shape, or straightening your bottom leg. And if it feels like a long way for your top knee to the ground, you could bring your second blanket or your block and just pop that there as a little ledge of support, and then let yourself settle again. Settle into this revolved child's pose. Some might even turn the head the other way, adding one more spiral, but not if it creates tension. In this pose, it's so lovely to bring your breath awareness to your lower back. So breathe into your lower back here. In this revolved child's pose, sitting on your left buttock. Feeling breath coming in, going out, and without counting now, staying with the sense of the exhale being twice as long as the inhale. So we're dropping the count and just feeling it. This is part of the softening process where we let go the armoring, the way we protect ourselves with a little tension, being on our guard. We can let all that go now. Each exhalation carries away. That long exhalation carrying away all that we're done with. we develop with this practice an intimacy with our own body-mind. Remembering that we have a body, we have a mind, and yet we are neither. We are consciousness itself. And it's in the body and in the thoughts that we can experience. So we take a little distance from thoughts that will continue to flow through. We don't have to believe everything we think. Just let the thoughts come and go. Move on through. Enjoying the 3 more cycles of your breath in this shape. And then we'll move the hands to press down, to push up and away from the bolster. And to make our way to the second side, so maneuver your body to plop down onto your right buttock. It's exactly the same pose, but it's the other way. So lifting and rotating your ribs, lie forward right in the middle. Settle your arms each side. Settle your face. Settle your legs the way that feels good to you. This rotating spine. Letting everything settle as the attention goes back to breath. This breath that sustains us, that nourishes and maintains everything. The breath that can change our state of being, and with this practice bringing us into calm, deep relaxation. Every now and then letting your inhalation penetrate your entire back, especially the lower back. enjoying the last 3 breaths in this shape on your right hip in revolved child's pose. And then in your own timing, just bring your hands again under the shoulders. Make your way to all fours. And then before we go into the next pose, as we've lain on each hip the same amount of time, coming now to all fours just to come into cow-cat. And so undulating your spine. The exhalation is the rounding. And the inhalation is the bringing of the heart space forward. And the lifting of the tailbone, dipping that middle back. The exhalation is the tucking the tail under and spreading across the back. Let's do 3 more with your breath. Moving prana through the spine with the breath and the movement and the intention. Prana works both physically and energetically and with our thinking, intending. Last one. And then from here, let's come into child's pose, supported child's pose. So we have the bolster ready underneath us, and we widen the knees. And if you have any knee issues, place a blanket to sit on as you sit back, and bring your bolster in closer so that you can snuggle in forward this way. Supported child's pose over your bolster. For some, this is a lovely, lovely place to be in. For others, this is really not tolerable. And for you, please come into the crocodile pose. Crocodile pose is just on your tummy with your legs not folded, but extended. Bolster under belly, lie flat forward. With your upper body, perhaps your hands support your forehead. Perhaps you turn your head one way or the other, finding how you can rest. Rest your upper body, rest your shoulders, rest your belly, your back, your limbs. We arrive here in this new place with new sensations. And we could go into the second part of the loving kindness meditation, where having invoked, called in this safety, well-being, happiness, health for ourselves and whatever personal choices you made in that cultivation, we do it for someone that we love very easily. Someone who's good to us, somebody that we love. Bring them to mind and send the phrases with the heartfelt intention and wish for them. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you experience loving kindness. The exact wording of the phrases is not as important as the the heartfelt intention behind the words. So you can use your own words. If there are words that are meaningful, that arise up in your consciousness. So in this full frontal resting place, we send the loving kindness message to that one person who we so easily love, give to. Three more breaths in this place. Coming up gently, again, just use your hands. Press to fours. If you've been in child's pose, it feels really good to just give your leg a little stretch out, one at a time. If you love doing downward dog, you could do a downward dog here for a breath or two or three. And then we'll set up for our next shape, which is going to be the seated forward bend. So we have to make a little table and a little seat. One of your blankies will be a seat. We've got the blocks to build the table. Making the table as high as you like. You've got the bolster on the high blocks, or you could use a nearby chair or coffee table. 2, get comfy, be it cross-legged or straddle-legged and lying forward. And so the intention is to have a long spine, to stretch the spine and have it as straight as possible. So that upper back thoracic spine has a little curvature, some more than others. But we want to try and bring the heart forward, taking the roundness out of that upper back. That roundness comes from sitting too long and looking at screens. So this is a kind of undoing of that. As the upper spine, the thoracic spine, flattens out a little bit, the heart comes forward, and there's greater length and space between the vertebrae from the tailbone all the way up, back of the neck. And whether you have your legs crossed or straddle doesn't matter. This is largely about the spine and the lower back and the hips. calming sensation of resting on the brow. Stay to breathe, to relax, to feel. Staying deeply connected with breath, we go deeper into calmness and stillness. Breathing and softening, deepening the restful place that brings us into an equanimity. Equanimity is a very desirable state. We're not asleep. We are awake. We are aware. And unbothered, not bothered by the things that usually bother us. 3 more cycles of your breath in this shape. See how it would be when you come up to stay very inward. So instead of looking around too much, just keep your gaze low and come to a seat that works for you. That could be on your chair, or you could just be crossing your legs, sitting up really tall. So now the spine is very vertical. And we'll practice Nadi Shodhana. Nadi is the energy channels. Shodhana is the clearing, the cleansing of it. And this practice is also known as alternate nostril breathing. So bring your right hand thumb, close off your right nostril, breathe in through your left, and close up your left nostril, lift your thumb, exhale through your right. Now we're going to breathe in again, when you get there, through your right. At the top of your breath, close up your right. Open the left for the long exhale. Left, inhale. Switch for right, exhale. So the same side as the inhale. And the other side, we switch for exhale. So as you continue on your own, if it feels doable to follow this pattern, you might add one dimension to this practice. And that is the same breath as we did earlier, but we're alternating nostrils. When you get to the exhalation, make it longer and slower. The same side inhale, it would be shorter. And the opposite side exhale might even be twice the length. Stay with this pattern, 2 more cycles. Complete with your left side long exhalation. And then as you rest your hand down, just sit in your natural breath. Feel everything that's here. So much can shift and change and calm with that practice. Enjoying this moment of your natural breath. Nice, everybody. And then just lower your chin, open your eyes, and we're going to set up for our next pose, which is going to be elevated legs. So you have options here. If you have a wall, you might enjoy just lying on your back and letting your legs hang into the wall, or you could use the same setup for your legs. So instead of sitting on a blanket, take it back so your head could rest on it, and elevate your legs, whether you're going up the wall or over your little tabletop here. Get the center line. The center line runs along your spine, And the laterality of our body, left and right, flopping away, dropping away each side. And so little awarenessing to find that. To find that you could drop both arms and hands equally, both shoulders equally. And how the sacrum now rests. Rests on the ground. Some who practice at the wall like to put a blanket under the sacrum, and that's a perfectly lovely option you can try. Not a bumpy blankie, a nicely folded one that just elevates your sacrum. The intention of this pose is to release the spine from the forward bend, to let it rest in its natural supported place, and to enjoy the benefits of the elevated legs, which is the sense of the fluid body now quickening, pouring down the legs to your pelvis, through the trunk, that fluidity pooling at your throat. The sense of your body having this fluidity, the fluid body. Yeah, we're told we have so much water in the body, such a large percentage of the body is liquid water. Which as we rest and breathe now is finding its own level in this new terrain. And like the breath, it's not still, it keeps moving. But this sweet attention that we can give the body in this shape as we rest and breathe, this sweet attention becomes the still point at the center. The sense that your exhalation empties. Letting go, and then there's a moment at the end of the breath where there's nothing, no breath, and how we might just linger there. Linger for a heartbeat or two without any breath at all, and then the breath comes pouring in again. And we're just resting in the still place in the middle of this flow. And so beautiful, yogis. If your legs are straight, bend them, hug them in. If they're over your table, draw your legs close to your body. And then roll on over, taking your time, move slowly. We're going to set up for our next pose, which is the open book pose. And so for this, we're going to use our 2 blocks to prop up the bolster to form a recliner. And I've got the middle setting and then the lowest setting of the blocks to lie the bolster on to form the recliner. And this is where we are upward facing, snuggling your sacrum right next to the bolster. And because we're going to have cobbler's legs, bring your blankie on each side so that when you bring your feet together and let your knees drop wide, there's a blankie there to support your thighs. And so you want to get your sacrum really comfy. If it's too close to the bolster, you might want to move an inch or so away. And for some, it feels really wonderful to be close because it snuggles right in there and creates this lovely opening in the heart space here. Feel that your arms drape away equally, left and right. And as we rest here, some might choose to have the legs straight. Sense in your mind's eye, in this capacity to sense without seeing, your whole body in this shape. Feeling the places of drop away where opening and stretch occurs, and that is now especially in the heart space. So the physical heart tucked into the rib cage slightly left of center is pounding away. If you've ever heard your heart through a stethoscope or in one of those medical machines, you hear the loudness, the strength of the heartbeat. Sensing now your breathing around the heart. And in the yoga anatomy, in the energy anatomy, the symbol for the heart chakra is that of 2 intersecting triangles. One points up and one points down. And we also know that is the sacred symbol in the Jewish tradition. And have a sense of that shape resting at your heart center. And the one triangle that points down is pointing down to the earth, the tangible physical world where we live. And then the other triangle, which intersects with it, points upwards, and it points to the above, the cosmos, to which we are so very, very connected as well. This heart where heaven and earth dwell together. Where we are linked in with the above and the below. And how we can rest in this sacred breath, in this extraordinary body, where our individual consciousness resides and expresses itself so uniquely. Breathing gratitude in and around the heart. Gratitude for this opportunity to rest, to replenish, to reset, to restore together. To find the calm, still place of equanimity. A gratitude for your personal prayer, affirmation, intention you might have placed at the beginning of our practice, remembering it. Be grateful, know it is already so. And now attention to your arms. As the breath comes in, have a sense of your arms so easily lifting and floating up, arms float up. And on the exhalation, they float wide and reach down towards your knees. And now draw your knees up, helped by your hands. Push your knees together and walk your feet apart. So your feet are wider than the knees. Lift and lower your sacrum. Go slightly further away. Feel this moment, feel that little adjustment. It has repercussions throughout. And then we're going to slowly roll off to one side and pause. You can roll onto the crook of your arm or onto one of your blankets. Curl up small. And it's kind of nice to bring your knees into your chest to counterpose the bolster. And then we complete our practice together in a seated position. So come on up to sit again. Finding equanimity here now in this seat. Feeling your midline now ascending. Cosmos, Earth is all happening here in our heart. I'm so grateful that you could come tonight and practice with us. Thank you so much for coming. Namaste.